Shanti. Increase the practice of the bodiless stage, soul consciousness. If Bap Dada suddenly directs you to leave the home of your body, to renounce the stage of body consciousness, and to become soul conscious, to go beyond this world to your sweet home, would you be able to go there? You would not spend time battling on the battlefield, would you? While becoming bodiless, if your time is spent battling, what sort of marks would you then receive in the final paper? And into which division would you go? Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today's day 14. Increase the practice of the bodiless stage. Ashariri or Videhi. Today's topic, soul conscious. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Everyone is happy. Purity, peace, happiness, and prosperity is our birthright, right? I remember in the beginning, we used to say our inheritance is purity. When there is purity, there is peace. When you are peaceful, you are happy. And when you are happy, there is abundance, right? You are happy, then others are happy. So more and more cooperation. If people are happy, everyone can do more, very creative, very cooperative. All the qualities come with happiness, and that brings prosperity. Your task is done easily, you have enough hands, you have everything in abundance, right? So, as I did mention in the Hindi, that Baba is talking about the connection of purity with soul consciousness. And is it soul consciousness that makes our purity or personality of purity? Or is it purity, the personality of purity helps us to be soul conscious? So we will experiment for whole week. We will start tomorrow morning the practice of soul consciousness. And then I thought in that, if we take 7 eternal qualities of the soul and take one quality per day for whole week. So Monday we will do one, Tuesday we take another. So one day tomorrow we say, I am a pure soul. Not only soul, but I am a pure soul. And have that thought as many times during day. Even when you are sitting, you sit into that early morning and create those full vibrations within you and outside you, that I am a pure soul. Yes, I am a pure soul. Not go in much details, but just one thought. So Baba is saying 2 personalities, one of body consciousness and one of soul consciousness. So those royalties, no, you immediately know, looking at person, what family background, what education, by their ways, their style. But that's body consciousness. But soul consciousness is a different kind of purity. The beauty of that is something different. I see many, many young Kumaris, surrendered sisters, very young little ones. Their eyes twinkle with that love, with that happiness and purity. So same is Baba is talking about personality of purity based on soul consciousness. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Good evening, everyone. Avyakti Parivar. Good evening, Sister Elizabeth. How are you?
I'm fine. Good evening, Sister Shireen. Good to see you.
Very good to see you too.
And
So,
also very good to see my family, Avyakti Parivar family.
yes, it's such a pleasure to get together every evening like this.
Mhm.
So, I loved a few things that Mohini Didi shared in the Hindi, and then again she mentioned it in the English, and then a couple of things that the Chandramani mentioned in her class, right? The thing about surrender. Surrender. When you think of surrender, what comes to mind?
Yes, I took note of that too. As she was speaking, I was thinking, because she was quoting Baba, that we have to surrender our mind, body, wealth, and nothing should be held on to in our final moments. But a thought that came, was surrendering to my original self, meaning to surrender to my angel self, to surrender to my incorporeal self, to surrender to my divine self. I think that if I focus on what it is I have to let go of, there'll be a void, right? So I need to fill that. And once I have my heart and soul committed to becoming something of value, then it's not even a question of surrendering to, or at least the old in my mind. What do you think?
I was thinking of, you're right, I can't surrender to a void, but I can surrender to Baba,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like Baba was talking about in Sunday's Murli. Why are you accepting my sanskaras? Why are you saying they're my sanskaras? They're Ravan's gift, right? And I was thinking about this whole idea of Ravan's gift. You know, in the past, right, we used to have people come to the center and give their old stuff. Oh, I'm moving. I don't need this couch. So can the center take it like that, right? And so the gifts also is not like they need it and or they think the center needs it. So they're just giving it because they don't need it. And I felt the same way with Ravan. I felt that he was giving us these gifts. First, he doesn't need it,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't need it. And not only we are accepting the gifts, but we are saying, "Oh, how nice!" right? Like old junk, like old
Mm-hmm.
couch or old junk. I'm like, "Oh, how nice!" Right? Oh, it's mine, and how nice. And so, in that, right, I really feel we can surrender that to Baba. We can say, these sanskaras are not my sanskaras. There's so much wisdom in surrender.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much wisdom in surrender.
But I also need the wisdom to surrender. It's a bit like what Baba was saying in today's Murli, which was of the 13th. Um, you know, let go. What was it that he said? you're holding on to sorrow. You're wasting your time.
You're wasting your time tolerating sorrow.
And it was kind of like, what? And then he said the millionaires and billionaires keep holding on to these, to chickpeas. He didn't say chickpeas, but things that are of no value. And today, people are considered valueless. It's as if human existence doesn't have that value. And it really touched me. I what Baba is trying to instill in us so that our mind doesn't accept the waste.
Right.
Why do I keep on? And we know consciously, Baba tells us in the Murli, we know everything. We have the gyan, yet someone might criticize me, and they may have 5 compliments and 1 correction. And why do I ruminate over that 1 correction?
Right, right. Absolutely, you're right.
And I may have a whole family of people that praise or appreciate, at least I don't need the praise, but just appreciate and see value in this soul. And there'll be one person that is perturbed or upset or not happy. And I'll keep ruminating or thinking continually about how can I make this one person happy?
Right, right. So what
It's
do
a
you
waste.
feel? I know, absolute ways. So what do you feel is how do you overcome these things when you are ruminating on those things?
Well, of course, when I sit with Baba and I get really still, allow the mind to become totally still and listen to Baba. It shouldn't be that I have to come to Baba with a pain or when I say with a pain, meaning obstacles, hurt feelings. Why do I have to keep coming to Baba with when I stub my toe or bump my head kind of thing, where I make a mistake or someone um, is creating, obstacles or situations are difficult? Why don't I go to Baba, with that openness and stillness and calm? And enjoy his company as he is, to know Baba as he is. So that I feel that when when I'm action oriented and I'm going through doings and I'm occupied with activities and I keep thinking of service and that's at the number one, that's at the front. Of course, you're going to meet obstacles. That's where obstacles show up.
Absolutely.
So how to find that time in between to have that stillness, that authority as a child, to take rights on my father and enjoy that stillness, that bodiless experience with Baba.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I see surrender, the kind of I don't want to say the true sense of what surrender is,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm going on this sort of thought, this string of thoughts of surrendering to, not from,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely. When you were talking, I was thinking about recently, I was studying some of the psychology studies around the mind, right? And
Mm-hmm.
especially because Baba today said about Manmanabhav. And also in Sunday's Murli, he said something in Sunday's Murli which made me start studying actually. He said that all the obstacles, everything is because of your mind. And so there are some brutal truths in these psychology studies, right? And one psychology study, especially related to today, what Baba was saying about why are you tolerating sorrow, is that the mind is consistently predicts what will make you happy 90% of the time is wrong. 90% of the time, these two professors have studied this in Harvard. 90% of the time, your mind predicts wrongly. Okay, if X happens, I will be happy, or if Y happens, I will be miserable. You know, 90% of the time you're wrong. And like, oh, if I get the promotion, 2 weeks later, you're just the stress about it, right? You're not happy with the promotion, or if they love me, or whatever it is, right? It's not going to make you any happier. And so I was thinking about the wisdom of Manmanabhav, because what's happening is, like, not only I'm the soul is kind of confusing the mind to be the soul. Like, we think the thoughts that come up in the mind are us, or we think the thoughts that are coming up in the mind are true,
Right.
or we are predicting. Constantly there's a prediction going on in the mind. And so I loved when Dadi Chandramani was talking about surrender, how Baba surrendered the mind. That is what is Manmanabhav for me. It's like you have to surrender the mind, right? Don't think whatever your thoughts are right. Don't think that, and they're not true. It, like, constantly, it's like whatever, there's impact bias, and like you were saying, no, negativity bias, which is five good things happen, but I'll remember the one thing that wasn't right. That's a negativity bias. So all of these biases are working in the mind. And so for me, I was thinking about Manmanabhav as that surrendering the mind. First, you're not the mind. And two, surrender that mind to Baba. Just fix on Baba. Don't think about all these other things.
Yeah, that's real sweet. You're in alignment with Baba. You're on the same wavelength with Baba.
Yeah, today Baba was saying, no, there's one word in the Gita, Manmanabhav, in today's Murli. It's like a pinch of salt in a sack. He didn't say that, but today
Right.
it's
The
been
essence. Yeah.
one word in the Gita, and I was thinking, there's so much wisdom in that. In Sunday's Murli, he was talking about, why didn't I say Dhanmanabhav or Dhanmanabhav, which is, why didn't I say be mine with your body or be mine with your wealth, but I said be mine with your mind. Right? So this, like, we have to really understand the mind and see when Baba is saying Manmanabhav, what is it that I'm giving to Baba?
Yeah, that's what's key. That is what's key. That's going to give us the strength to not buy in to these old perceptions. I call them pop-ups, these old perceptions. Like, remember in the old days you had those slide projecting cassettes, and a slide would pop up and it would project that image onto the screen? Well, it's as if our intellect is projecting something onto the scene that's in front of me, in physical, in reality. And some image pops up and it's creating an overlay onto that situation. And it may not even be what's happening.
Absolutely, right? No bearing to reality.
Yeah, my mind is actually deceiving me. And how I can tell is if it creates sorrow. That's how I can tell. The only true perception is that which brings happiness. And I loved today when Baba said you said also that when you're wasting your time in this age of sorrow, over sorrow. And over there, right, over there, you only experience happiness. So I thought, over there, where's there? I was thinking like frame of mind here and the frame of mind there. Because actually, there is going to end up being here. In other words, we have the same drama stage. We will be all existing on the same stage that we are now. And also, when we're over there, it will be here. So, what is the difference between here and there?
Your mind.
Right. And that I won't have these old slides. You know, I have a whole cassette of slides that pop up, and to just throw them all away. Any kind of, and really it does come down to the thoughts that we have about ourselves. Because we
Absolutely.
look to others to see me in a better light. Oh, you know, see how talented I am, or see how knowledgeable I am, or see how valuable I am. And I just need to see myself as Baba sees me. So
On
how,
that note, we have to
yeah.
finish because we are going over time.
So how do
That's
you,
beautiful how on that we have to see ourselves the way Baba sees us.
mm,
Thank you so much for being here.
oh, thank you. Enjoy being with everyone. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.